Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a spider jockey statue that's a skeleton on top of a spider with a bow. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? By the way, just in case you have any more statue-related needs, feel free to check out the God System and the links below down in the description for my statue tutorials playlist. Not only will I include my mob statues tutorial playlist, but I'll also include some more specific videos that I think that you guys will like as well. Moving on, if you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black wool and some dark grey wool. Grab light grey and some white wool. Grab red and some nether brick. You'll also want to grab yourself some spruce wood planks, some oak wood planks, and finally, guys, grab yourself some dark oak wood planks. Now, I don't think we'll need any more materials, but I've been wrong before. We'll just grab them as we need them if it turns out that we do. But once you have each one of those materials right here, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your spider with this sequence of blocks. So first of all, actually, guys, we have to do a row of 6 any material. It doesn't really matter. 6 any material coming directly up from the ground. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used red since it's nice and bright. Once you have your row of 6 red or 6 whatever, what you then want to do is on top of that row of 6, place a dark grey wool. Then going right of that dark grey, do this sequence of blocks. Do 1 light grey, 1 black, 2 dark grey, 1 black, 1 light grey, 1 dark grey. And that is actually the first row of the face, and the second row of your spider's face is actually identical. So why don't you go ahead and copy that very row directly onto the row just above it, like that. That's the first 2 rows of your spider's face. Then for the next row, do an entire row of dark grey wool. Then for the next row, going from left to right, do 2 dark grey, 1 nether brick, 1 red, 1 nether brick, 1 red, then 2 dark grey. For the next row, going from left to right, do 1 nether brick, 1 dark grey, 1 red, 1 nether brick, 1 red, 1 nether brick, 1 dark grey, 1 nether brick. For the next row, you then want to do 1 red wool, then 6 dark grey, then 1 red wool. Basically 1 red on each end, dark grey everywhere else. Then for the next row, do 2 dark grey, 1 red, 2 dark grey, 1 red, 2 dark grey. Now for the final row of your spider's face, do 1 dark grey, 1 red, 4 dark grey, 1 red, 1 dark grey. And this is what you want to have so far, guys. And that is your spider's face. As you can see, it's kind of creepy, isn't it? It's kind of a bit of a creepy face. Now, once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So, we now have a little bit of detail to add onto the side of the spider's head, and then we've got the body, then we've got the legs. So, what we want to do, come to this side of the head and come to this bottom block. So, this first block that we placed for the spider's head. Going left of this, towards where the back of the spider is going to be, you want to do 1 dark grey wool, then 1 black, then do 1 black on top, 1 going right, 1 on top, then go left by 1 with your light grey wool, and that is what you want to have on the side of your spider's head. I assume that that's like a fang or something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. All I do know is that not only do you want it on this side, but you want it on the opposite side as well. So, coming to the opposite side, you want to take this block, go right by 1 with your dark grey, 1 with your black, up 1, left 1, up 1, then right 1 with your dark grey wool, like that. Now, once you've done both of those, you then want to take out your dark grey wool and take the 2 top corners of the top of your spider's face and take each one of those 2 corners and extend them each back by 7, coming towards where the back of your spider is going to be. So the top 2 corners with your dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then connect each one of those 7 blocks together. And also, what you want to do is you want to extend each one of those 7th blocks down by 7 as well. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you want to connect them back to where they first started. So you kind of essentially want to make a cube shape. You guys might have seen this coming anyway, but we want to make a cube shape. We just have to destroy that block, and we also want to connect each one of those bottom 2 7 blocks together as well to, like I said, form a cube shape. Now, once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So you want to take out your black wool, and inside this square that we have at the back of the head, you want to do a layer of black wool. So you kind of want to do a slightly smaller square with your black wool inside the back of the head. What you then want to do is you want to extend this black square that we've made coming out of the back of your spider by 7. So we want to take each one of these black blocks and we want to extend them coming back by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm just going to start with the corners, by the way. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2... Oh my god. Can I place the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And then you just want to connect each one of those 7 blocks together, and you also then just want to marvel at what you've done. So I was going to say also connect them to the ground because I'm used to making houses, but obviously we don't want to do that. Not yet anyway, we'll connect them to the ground with legs. But this is the shape that you want to have. So you want to have taken that first initial square of black wool, extend it back by 7. We'll fill that in later. What you then want to do, guys, is you want to take out your dark grey wool, and you want to go all the way around that 7th layer of black with your dark grey. So you want to pretty much emulate what you have on the front of the spider. You just kind of want to, 1 block outwards with your dark grey, just do a square of dark grey wool. Easy as that. What you then want to do, guys, is take each one of the 4 corners of that dark grey square and extend those coming back by a further 11. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the top 2 corners as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You then want to connect each one of those 11th blocks together, and you also don't want to connect them to the ground. I almost said it again. I literally almost said it again, but this is what you want to have, guys, and once you have this, you might see that we actually have the main portion of the spider pretty much complete. All we have to do now is fill these sections in, add the legs, then we'll be done with the spider. Let's do that. So, usually I would cut this out, but I'm going to hang in there. If it isn't obvious to you guys, what you have to do, fill the head and the back part of the spider in with dark grey wool, and then fill the center part in with black wool. So the bit that's black fill in with black, and the bits that are dark grey fill in with dark grey wool. I know, who would have thought? But that's exactly what we're going to do. And it'll take a little while, but hey, you know, why don't we hang in there? Why don't we have some quality time? I actually quite like making the spider. I remember when I first made it. I have a separate spider statue tutorial on the channel, which I suppose is somewhat irrelevant now, considering the fact that I guess you kind of get like a 2-for-1. You get a spider tutorial in the spider jockey tutorial. It's literally the exact same thing as this that we're making now. I actually thought that this was going to be really hard to make back when I, you know, first designed the spider. Well, copied the spider from Minecraft, essentially. Designed the spider, and I thought it would be really difficult to make, but it's actually one of the easiest mobs to do. The only hard thing about the spider is describing the legs. That's the only difficult part, but it's, I don't think it'll be that hard, actually, now. I made it quite a while ago, and the tutorial techniques have changed. There's a new curriculum, everything's been easier, we all have interactive whiteboards, nobody has to write on those little tiny handheld whiteboards anymore. Do you guys still have to do that? Did they ever make you do that at school? Write on those tiny little square whiteboards and then you like hold it up and like the answer's 7. The teacher's like, okay guys, I want everybody to write down the answer and then hold it up. So what is 4 plus 4? And then some guy's written like 21. It's like, no! What are you doing? And I imagine that'd happen a lot. Do you guys still have that? They were just like getting rid of that as I was leaving school. They had all of this interactive whiteboard stuff where it was like a projector and people were like writing with like fake pens on like big giant whiteboards, and I imagine everybody's just got like an iPad in class now. I imagine that's what we've gotten to, or at least rich schools. I imagine that's what you're dealing with, and I don't even know how we got there. How did we even get? I have no idea. But what's happening in the tutorial? We're currently filling in the center part of the spider, which is the smallest part of the spider. Once this has been done, we can then progress onto the legs. The legs are more difficult than the rest of the spider, but not hard at all. So we just have to fill in this side, I believe. Yep, and then we can actually move on to them. So there's 4 legs each side. The 2 middle ones are easy. The front and back ones are slightly harder. But this is what you want to have so far, guys. That's the spider's head, body, middle body. Now, once you've got all of that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So let me show you where the 2 main legs, and we're starting on this side, by the way. Let me show you where the 2 main legs are situated. They're situated right here and right here. So in the 2 center blocks of that black square, and on the left and right hand side, and it's just 2 by 2 squares of dark grey wool, and you just want to extend each one of those squares coming out by 1, like that. And there we have the beginnings of the legs. Now, this is what you want to do next, guys. Let's focus on this front leg first of all, and let's focus on this block right here. So, this bottom dark grey block, go left of this by 1 with your black wool. Then take out your dark grey and do 2 bottom left diagonals. So that'll be 1, 2. Then do 1 black wool. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, that's 1 and 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal with your black. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals with your dark grey, so that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 1. Then right 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Then do an upright diagonal with your black wool. Then do 2 upright diagonals with your dark grey, that is 1 and 2. Then do an upright diagonal with your black. Then do 2 upright diagonals with your dark grey, that's 1 and 2. Then finish this off by doing an upright diagonal with your black, and it should look a little bit like this. And this is how the leg looks, guys. And notice that I haven't deleted the dark grey blocks that I used to kind of like make the diagonals. I left those in there because we've just got to fill those in with dark grey wool anyway. So what we now want to do is just fill the center part of this leg in with dark grey wool, and you can see that it follows a pretty simple pattern. And what we also have to do, guys, once you have this, you also want to do the exact same thing on the back of it. You literally want to do the exact same thing on the back. So we just want to extend the blocks out by 1, and that will just make the leg look a little bit chunkier, and it will just, well, look like an actual leg. So let's do all of those things, and we should end up with something that should look like this. Easy enough, right? Perfect. Do you got, yeah, let's do this opposite leg first, and then we can move on to the others. So this leg is actually identical to the leg that we've just made. So the best course of action here, guys, if you've managed to do the first leg, just look directly forward at that leg and copy it to here. That's probably the best advice that I can possibly give you. So where's that going? So just literally copy that leg that is directly in front of you onto this back leg. That's all you have to do. There's nothing difficult about it whatsoever. I could explain it again and it wouldn't really take too much effort, but I really think that the best course of action here is for you to, if you've managed to do the first leg, which I imagine you did, just do the exact same thing here. Just copy exactly what you did on that side and then apply it to here. So then we've just got to beef it up a little bit, haven't we? We've just got to add that little extra layer of dark grey wool and black, and then we'll end up with 2 legs. But of course spiders have 8 legs, so we've got 2 more to do on this side before we end up on the opposite side. So there we go, guys. Those are the 2 middle legs. Now let's focus on the 2 front legs. So the front legs are actually kind of easy-ish as well. Let me show you how to do them. So we'll start with the front leg first of all. Where we have this black wool on the front of this leg here, place a dark grey wool in front of it. Then go down from that dark grey by 2. 1, 2. Take out your black wool and do a strip of black wool on this left hand facing 2 dark grey wool, and a strip of black wool on these 2 right hand facing dark grey wool, like that, coming out. Then do dark grey wool in the center, like this, so you form like a square shape. What you then want to do is extend this dark grey wall down by 2. So this one, 1, 2. You then want to do a row of dark grey wall here, here, and here, like that. You then want to take this dark grey wall, extend it down by 2, 1, 2. You then want to do black wool on the left, the right, dark grey wool in the middle. You then want to take this dark grey wool, extend it down by 2, 1, 2, then dark grey wool left, right, middle. And what we're essentially doing is we're just doing like a diagonal version of the legs, if you guys can see. Maybe it's even easier to make them from this perspective right here. That's what you want to have for the first leg. And of course, the back leg is just a copy of this one, except it's just poised at the back. So come into the back here. This black wool, we do a dark grey in front of it, then down by 2. Then we do black wool on the left, right, dark grey in the centre. We then take this bottom dark grey down by 2, 1, 2. Then dark grey wool left, right, centre. Then 2 dark grey wool, 1, 2. Then black left, right, dark grey wool centre. Then 2 dark grey wool, 1, 2. Then left, right, and center. And what you'll end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this, and this is just the back leg, as you can see, identical to the front leg. And those are each one of the 4 legs, guys. So once you've got them taken care of on this side, we now want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. It's not so hard, is it? It's not so difficult. So coming to the opposite side, if you guys can remember, we first of all just want to start off the 2 middle legs, and those are just directly in the 2 center blocks of that like middle black wall section, and they're on the left and right hand side. What we can now do is just like the outline for each one of the legs. So starting with the front one first of all, we take this bottom dark grey corner block, we extend it to the right by 1 with your black wool. Then we do 2 dark grey bottom right diagonals, 1, 2. 1 bottom right diagonal with your black. Then 2 bottom right diagonals with your dark grey, 1 and 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal with your black. Then 2 bottom right diagonals with your dark grey, 1 and 2. Then go down by 1 with your dark grey. Then left by 1 with your dark grey. Then do an up left diagonal. Then do an up left diagonal with your black. Then 2 up left diagonals with your dark grey, that's 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal with your black. Then 2 up left diagonals with your dark grey, that'll be 1 and 2. Then do an up left diagonal with your black, to give you this shape, right here. And of course what we then want to do is just fill the centre of that shape in with dark grey wool, and then we just want to beef up that shape a little bit by doing the exact same thing just behind it. And of course that will be one of the middle legs done, and then we can do the exact same thing to the one behind it, and we'll just be using the method of just looking directly forward and copying what we've done. So that's leg number 1, guys. Let's do the exact same thing to leg number 2, eh? So we just have to copy block for block what we did, and then everything will be fine. I would usually talk about something either related or random here, but I just have to concentrate for this first bit because I don't want to get it wrong, and I can see that happening if I start talking about koalas, which is what I was going to get into. So let's do this. Okay, perfect. So now we just have to beef the leg up. Actually, I won't get into those koalas because this isn't going to take us very long, and then the next order of action is going to be for us to do the front and back legs. So we'll do this, then we'll talk about those later. But those are the 2 middle legs complete, guys. As you can see, identical to what we have on the opposite side. Once you have each one of those done, of course, we want to do the front and back ones. So come into the front first of all. In front of this black wool, we do a dark grey wool. Then down by 2 with the dark grey, 1, 2. Then black wool on the left, black wool on the right. Dark grey in the middle. Extend the dark grey down by 2, 1, 2. Then dark grey left, right, middle. Then take this dark grey wool, go down by 2, 1, 2. Then black wool on the left, black wool on the right, dark grey in the middle. Then this dark grey down 1, 2, dark grey left, right, middle. Perfect. That's what you want to have on the front of your spider, guys. Now, once you've done that on the front of your spider, you want to do the exact same thing on the back here. So on the back, we want to take what is supposed to be a black wall right here. I don't know why these aren't black walls. I don't know how I managed to mess that up. Well, what you want to do, dark grey wall here, down by 2, 1, 2, then black wall on the left, right, middle, then extend this dark grey down by 2, 1, 2. Then we just want to do dark grey on the left, the right, the middle. Then we want to dark grey wall down by 2, 1, 2. Black left, right, dark grey middle. Then dark grey 1, 2. Dark grey here, here, and here. And bam. That is the left hand side of your spider, or right hand side, however you want to look at it. That side of your spider 100% completely done, and that is your spider, actually guys, 100% completely done. And unluckily for us, this isn't just a spider tutorial, we have a little bit more to do. But once you've got the spider done, guys, that is more than half of the battle. So I'm going to take a quick voice break, and then I'll be back with the skeleton, back in a moment. Alright guys, it's now time for spooky, scary skeleton time. So once you have the spider taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way to the top center part of your spider. You're looking for the black center section. What you want to do once you've found it, shouldn't be hard for you to find, take out your light grey wool and do a row of light grey wool on top of the front and back second to last rows before you hit the head and the body, if you can see what I mean. So you just want to place 2 rows of light grey wool, one near the back, one near the front, 1 row away from the body and the head. What you then want to do is connect each one of those end blocks together front to back to form a rectangular shape. Then add an extra layer of a light grey on top of that rectangular shape, and this is just kind of like the skeleton's pelvis, the hip area. Once you've done that, and I was going to save this till later for some reason, but we may as well do it now, we're now going to do the legs, guys. So the way that you want to do this, take this back corner block of the spider's head here and place a light grey behind it. You guys can see where we've placed it. Then extend that light grey back by 1, or out by 1 I should say, out by 1, so it's now poking out of the side of your statue. Then from this light grey we'll do 5 bottom right diagonals, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go down by 1, then left 1. You then want to do 5 up left diagonals, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you then want to do is fill the center part of that shape in, and that will be the leg of your skeleton. Usually the legs kind of like sit on top of the spider's head, but I figured that that looked kind of weird, to be honest with you, so I decided to place the legs like left and right as an actual jockey would. But there you go, that's leg number 1, and you might also want to add a light grey wool here just to connect to the actual statue itself. There we go. So once you've done this on this side, do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So we're on the opposite side here, light grey wool here behind the back corner of the head, extend it out by 1. We then want to do 5 bottom left diagonals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1, right 1, 5 upright diagonals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then connect everything to the statue and also fill in the center portion of what you've just made to give you both of the legs. Like this, and let me just show you what those look like, by the way. So it'll look a little bit like this. I figured it made a little bit more sense than the skeleton actually riding on top of their head. He's gonna fall off otherwise. Anyway, once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way back to like the hip area of your skeleton. On top of these top 2 back center blocks of this hip area, go up on top of these 2 center blocks each by 10 with your light grey. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the right one as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take for granted that the other one's right. What you then want to do is take this 10th row and extend it out by 3 left and right. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. What you also want to do is the exact same thing to this 8th row, which will be 1 row down, skipping 1, which will be 1, 2, 3, and the opposite side as well, 1, 2, 3. Then the exact same thing just below, of course, missing another row, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 to give you this shape right here. So, ignore that. Rows 10, 8, 6, extend them out each by 3 left and right. What you then want to do, guys, is take each one of these, come into the front of what we've made, take each one of these end blocks in our rows of 3 and extend them coming forward each by 3. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. What we're making now is the skeleton's ribcage. All we have to do now is connect the front parts together and we've actually completed it. So, this is what we want to do next, guys. So, we'll build this up from the top and we'll kind of like build it down to the bottom. What you want to do, starting on the left hand side, between these two upper ribs, place a dark grey wall between them. Then go right at that dark grey by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go... Actually, you want to do 2 bottom right diagonals, excuse me. So from here, we want to do 1, 2, then right by 1, then 2 upper right diagonals, 1 and 2, then right by 1, like so. Alright guys, so once you've done that to the top ribs, you now want to place a dark grey wall in the bottom ribs, on the left hand side first of all, then place a bottom right diagonal, then go right by 1, then on the right hand side we do a dark grey wall in between the 2 ribs and a bottom left diagonal, then we go left by 1, we then take out our light grey wall and we want to underneath these 2 bottom centre dark grey wall blocks do 2 rows of 2 light grey, then starting from this left light grey do a bottom left diagonal, then left by 1, then up by 1 with your light grey like that. We then want to do the same thing on the right, so let's just reverse it. We place a light grey wall here, down by 1 with the dark grey, left by 1 with the dark grey, like this. Then all we have to do to complete this part is we just have to fill this centre part here in with light grey wall. But some parts do want to remain empty. Is that easy to see? Can you guys see what you have to leave empty, what you don't? I know it's kind of a difficult shape, isn't it? And it's hard to see as well, but that's what you want to have, guys. Easy enough, I hope. Once you've got the ribs taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So now it's time for us to tackle the head. So, the head. It's easier if we come to the top back portion of the ribs and all of that stuff. And on top of this row of 8 light grey wool, stack another row of 8 light grey wool. Then extend this row out of the back by 2. 1, 2. Like that. But you also want to extend the row forward until it overhangs the front of the ribs by 2 rows. Just as we've done with the back, it wants to overhang the front of the ribs by 2 rows like this. So we just want to have a big square light grey shape like that. What we now want to do, guys, is on top of this most outward row of light grey, we realised that we really should have added some detail to this thing, so why don't we do that? So the first 4 blocks want to be dark grey wool, then we miss 1, dark grey wool, miss 1, dark grey wool. That is actually what you want to have for the first row. I would have built it in had I realised fast enough, but that's what we want to have for the first row of the face, just to edit that row. Then, for the next row, going from left to right, do 1 light grey, then 6 black wool, then 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 3 light grey, 2 dark grey, 2 light grey, 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 1 light grey, 2 black, 2 light grey, 2 black, 1 light grey. For the next row, do 4 light grey, 1 dark grey, 3 light grey. For the next row, do 1 dark grey, then 7 light grey wool. For the next row, do 3 light grey, 3 dark grey, 4 light grey, 1 dark grey. My brain is melting. 3 dark grey, 4 light grey, 1 dark grey. And for the final row of the face, do 1 light grey, 1 dark grey, 2 light grey, 1 dark grey, 3 light grey to give you something which should look a little bit like this. And that is your skeleton's face, guys. He's actually shaping up to look pretty good. What we now want to do is take out our light grey wool, come to the back of the head, raise up each one of these back 2 corners of the back of the head until they are equal height with the front of the head, connect them together, and also connect them to the front of the head. So we want to have a nice big empty squarish shape. We then want to fill that squarish shape with light grey wool. Now, the original skeleton that I've made and the actual skeleton that rides the spider does have a little bit more detail in his head. However, I didn't really feel it necessary to add it, to tell you guys the truth. I think that it looks just fine without it, and I wanted to simplify this a little bit as well. The same reason why the skeleton's spine and the skeleton's legs and stuff, the same reason why I kept those mainly light grey isn't because they lack extra detail, it's because I decided to leave it out. That's why, just to make it a little bit easier to make. I would have done the same thing with the spider, however the spider is pretty bare bones as it is. Bare bones? Skeleton? I think that there's a joke in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. I don't know how to bring it out, but I'm sure that you guys can put it together. But this is what you want to have, guys. So this is the skeleton without his arms riding the spider. He's actually looking pretty cool so far, isn't he? But that's what you want to have. Now, the last part of this is going to be the skeleton's arms. Let's do it. So, the skeleton's arms aren't actually in the same positions that most arms are. They're actually like one row down from the top of the torso. So this is the top of the torso, we're on the left-hand side, and it's actually in line here and here, if you guys can see. So, the arms start here, like one block down. We then, once we have these 2 rows of 4 light grey wool, hoping that you guys have copied me, you want to extend each one of these rows forward by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want to extend each one of these rows of 12 out of the side each by 1. So we just want to have that. That's arm number 1. Let's do arm number 2 before we give this guy his bow. So we're on the opposite side here. We do 1 row of 4, 1 row of 4 right here, left to right. Then 2 rows of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then another row of 8 on top of it. Then we extend it out by 1 either side. That's 1 and 1. And then there we have the arms, guys. So there he is. He's on the spider. I don't know why both arms are always out, but they are. Well, I suppose it's because he's pulling his bow. I suppose that makes a little bit more sense. But his bow isn't torqued in this particular position, so I guess his other arm's kind of just... I don't know why his arm's like that, it just is okay. Once you've got both of the arms like that, this is what you want to do next, guys. So now it's time for us to add the final touch, which is the bow. Take out your spruce wood planks. The bow sits in his right arm, and it sits in line with the inner row of his arm. So we want to do 2 spruce wood in front of his hand like that. We then want to go up on top of that spruce wood by 1. Then left 1. We then want to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do an up left diagonal. Up by 2. 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. Up by 1, up left diagonal, up by 1, up left diagonal, left by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal with your dark oak planks. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down until you hit the arm. Now, almost as if you were going straight through the arm, you want to continue down in the same line and go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go down by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal. Then take out your spruce wood again and do a bottom right diagonal from that bottom left diagonal, which is right here. Then do 2 up right diagonals, 1, 2. Then go up by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, go up by 2, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal and go up until you hit the base of the arm, like that. then go right by 1. And let me just show you the sort of shape that you want to have made, and you guys will recognize this as, this is the bow. This is the outline of the bow that you're after. What you now want to do is fill the center part of this bow in with oak wood planks, and what we're then going to do is add the bow string. So obviously where you can, fill in the center with oak wood planks in between the dark oak and the spruce, and you then want to add the bow string, and the bow string is right here, like it's underneath this top dark oak wood, and it comes all the way through, and it comes all the way down to the bottom. So, just to show you guys, it's easier to show you, to be honest with you. This is what the bow wants to look like. So, this is the bow. As you can see, it's kind of at ease, it's kind of at rest, and there you go, that's the bow. There's nothing more to it, it's actually quite easy. So, that, guys, is the final component to our spider jockey. Why don't we destroy these placement blocks here, and why don't we take a look at this thing? So we'll take a look from my favorite view first of all. So this is the skeleton, and I specifically designed it so that the bow is kind of like at rest, it's not torqued, he's not pulling on the bow, but if you wanted to make a variation where the bowstring was actually being pulled back and you got his other arm involved, you could actually do that quite easily by bending his left arm coming towards the bow. And you could actually have like the bow actually pulled back, and I don't know, maybe load an arrow into there as well. That might look kind of cool. But this is the statue 100% fully completed, guys. This is the top request that I received in my Steve riding a pig video, and if you haven't checked that out, guys, you might want to check that out because, oh my god, this is such a cool statue. I love these so much. I made Steve riding a pig. He's got a diamond sword. He's on his pig. He's charging into battle. This is as cool, in my opinion. This is a really, really cool looking statue, and in my opinion, not that hard. Not hard whatsoever, really. I mean, maybe my explanation made it a little bit difficult, but I think that fundamentally this statue is quite easy. So guys, if you like this statue, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favorite, a share. Hopefully you managed to make it, and hopefully you do like it, guys. I really, really hope you do, because I love this, and I'd love to make more things like this. I made this due to a whole bunch of suggestions in my Steve riding a pig statue, and I'm hoping that you guys have some more. I did actually take a note of a couple of other suggestions as well. Steve or Alex riding a zombie, Steve or Alex riding a horse. You guys want the Ender Dragon quite badly. I might have to deliver on that. I might see if I can do a simplified version of it though. But if you guys like it, like, favorite, share if you would, guys. It only motivates me to do more stuff like this that hopefully you guys really like. I love this statue so much. This is so cool. Feel free to comment down below what would you like to see next. Feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for not only Steve riding a pig, my mob tutorial statue, playlist thingy, a load of other stuff, but yeah, you'll find stuff that you like. Trust me, if you like this, you'll find a load of stuff that you like. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope that you like this as much as I do. See you in the next video!